What's up, guys? Welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Renee, here to give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. And we are on issue 2 for Exquisite Corpses. Oh my gosh. I don't think that I put issue 1 on here, but basically, Exquisite Corpses reminds me a lot of Junitai's and Zodiac War. I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember if I put this on the channel or not. I know I put it on TikTok, but it reminds me of the Junitai's and Zodiac Wars, where each super rich family, there's like 12 of them, picks somebody to be their representative, and they go into like this all-out kill or be killed game. And there was one in particular who was looking for this gunman, and she was able to convince him because he wants his old life back. So she was able to convince him to participate in this game. And he is actually the one who kills the first contestant, who is Strongman. And that's where we're picking up from. Everybody that's inside of this town that they're in has no signal. They have absolutely no idea what's going on. The sheriff knew what was going on, and he decided to take money, leave letter for his daughter, and then just dip the fuck out, right? So everybody in this town is in danger, and everybody's fucking outside because it's Halloween. So we have the guy who was the person who brought Strongman in is like panicking because of course his ass is out first round. So the guy who is the groundskeeper is communicating with the person who is basically running the game, and he's just like, hey, I'm not sending my men in yet. The first kill was in like the town center, so like if I put my men in early, it's going to draw a lot of suspicion, and they need to keep like transmissions out and all kinds of stuff like that. And there is a woman, I think she's like the last one, not the last one, but second to last one. She's like, oh, like my person beat your person last time, but you've drawn first blood, so you know this should be very interesting. And it's very clear that they don't actually like each other. But inside the game, there is Mike, who runs the gas station, and he is minding his own business when one of the players comes in, and he's like all stitched up. He looks like Frankenstein. It's actually really gross. And he's like, oh, there's a game being played, by the way. And he takes out like this box cutter because he's going to attack and kill Mike at that point. And there is somebody who comes in and is like, what the hell? And he attacks him, kills him with the box cutter, and literally just starts cutting him up right there on the floor. And honestly, I know Mike feels bad because Mike is quite literally just sitting there panicking and crying as that guy is like calling out for help. And he came in to help you. So I know he feels bad. I know he feels so bad. And that guy is just like ranting and going on about how it's a game and how he's going to use them for tools and everything like that. Meanwhile, the sheriff's daughter or niece, whichever one she is a EMT, and her partner in the ambulance, and they got a call about a body. And the body that they got a call about is Strongman's body. So they head over that way. So when they get out there, they see his body is quite literally just like sprawled on the ground, brains knocked out everywhere. It's actually kind of gross. And the girl, her name is Laura, her partner is just like, have you ever seen anything like this before? And she's like, hell no. So while they are trying to figure out exactly what to do, Nurse Pete, who is another player, shows up and is just like, oh hey, y'all are over here too. And he's being very weird and suspicious. And if you are Nurse Pete, if you're a nurse, you're supposed to be like trying to administer aid or giving them some kind of direction. And he's really not doing anything other than looking over the body and just like being very strange, very odd, very shady. And so they don't have any protocols for anything that's going on right now, like the nurse being there or anything like that. And he actually introduces himself to Laura, shakes her hand and everything. So then he lies and is because they're about to take his body to the hospital on Nurse Pete's order. Like he's like, let's just take him to the hospital. So they're like, okay, cool, let's do that. So they're going to go get the gurney. And he's like, oh, by the way, I missed my bus in all of the crap that's going on. Do you mind if I ride in the ambulance with you guys? And Laura's like, yeah, sure, why not? okay, right, okay, sure. And she's like, everything seems to be really, really weird. And she's just like, I do not like this. So Zavi, the one who was attacked by the strong man in the first issue, he is trying to get a hold of his boyfriend Craig, but he still has no signal. Now, of course, that is because the signal in the entire town has been jammed. So there is no calls in or out or within or anything like that. And he's on his bike and he's trying to find him because as far as he knows, he was supposed to be taking the neighbor's son out trick-or-treating. Okay. So he's trying to call him. He almost gets hit by a car and he's just like, bro, where are you? And Craig is also trying to reach out to him, trying to find like what's happening. I think his name is Xavier, actually. I don't know why I call him Xavier like that. But he's trying to call him and it's just not going out. And he's like, there's still no fucking signal. And he's having a really good time with his neighbor's son, who is, you know, he's going through Halloween as the Happy Land slasher. So he tells him to go get some candy and he goes to this house and there's nobody answering. There's nobody answering because the person inside is dead. And while they are sitting here talking about where the worst candy is and how they should go to the hill to get the best candy, this guy who is, his player is the gamer, he's just there and he's like, oh, you know, sup? And the two of them start bonding over a game that he has, and he's like, oh, the game is still in beta. He's like, oh, you must be like the Happy Land slasher. He's like, yeah, the 3D version. And they like start bonding over it, and this is very bad. However, Craig is just like, hey, yeah, like, are you good? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah, no, I'm totally fine. And he starts asking about his parents, and he's like, oh, you know, I'm here visiting my aunt, and she passed out, and she'd kill me if I like interrupted her sleep. And he's like, you know, I can just go with you guys, go trick-or-treating. And he's like, I was not planning on doing any of this tonight, but sure, why not? So after that, we go to the auto sales place where the kid's mom is, and I don't remember her name either, but she's working and it's fucking late at night. They should definitely be at home. And the one who rides the horse, whose name escapes me, God, I do not know this player's name, but she comes in and she's talking to them and she's like, oh, you know, I have yet to be like helped in the manner that you're talking about, but sure, whatever. And she goes out and she sees the back lot, which is like their luxury cars, and she's like, oh, that's perfect actually, because there's something back there that I should get and I'll know it exactly when I see it. And there's actually somebody that's hiding back there in the trees. Meanwhile, back at the gas station, the one who was like literally just cutting up somebody, he's still cutting up that person, and the blade in his box cutter goes dead, or it goes dull. And so he's like looking at snacks, and then he sees Mike is literally in fetal position, curled up behind the counter, and it's like threatening him. But then Pretty Boy comes in and he's like, ooh, okay, I can get you, you're so pretty. And he like basically is like, oh, you have no style, like what you did to the guy on the floor is disgusting. He breaks his arm, pulls that bone right on out, and then he turns around and breaks his neck and kills him and leaves his body on the floor. So then he goes to check on Mike and he's just like, hey, are you good? He's like, are you with them? He's like, no, I'm against them. He's like, actually, do me this one solid. If you can get me the hell out of here, I will tell you all about it. And then they realize that the person who had that guy, he was just like, damn, I guess I'll have a drink after all. And then the older lady was like, oh, I made a side bet, $5 billion to whoever takes your guy out. And she was like, you know, good luck. And I'm like, I don't think you're going to do that. This is really interesting. This is a really interesting story. All of them getting to like check out and see what's going on. The artwork is fabulous. The story is very cool. And I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. This seems like it's going to be really, really fun. But that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. If you have not gotten the book, that's back there, get the book, Midnight Whispers, that one. And then I do have another book, Salt Blood, coming out July 4th, so make sure that you go to the Shadow Library for that. And I will see you guys at your next checkup.